Dun, 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 dun. Hey, everybody, how you doing? This is True Powers Mine, and this is TPIM SR Live, y'all. Let's get up this Monday morning. I'm so thankful for the Most High to allow me the opportunity to bring you the show yet again. Today, we're going to be talking about toxic oceans and Sea of Despair, my friend. As many brothers and sisters are waking up to the health consequences of eating a lot of red meat and pork, they're trying to reach out to fish from the ocean to provide nutritional needs, which is very logical. Fish is a very healthy alternative to land-based meat products. But unfortunately, my friends, and this is coming from a confidential informant, thank you, and you know who you are. They sent me this, they sent me this article, and I want to break it down just a little bit, okay? Hold on. Fukushima Pacific Ocean will not dilute dumped radioactive water. In other words, the operators of the Fukushima power plant that was damaged during that earthquake in Japan believes that by dumping thousands of metric tons of contaminated radioactive wastewater into the Pacific Ocean, the ocean is going to somehow dilute it. It's not going to work. That radioactivity is getting into the actual ocean's, I guess, biomechanic processes. It's getting into the shellfish. It's getting into the sea urchins. It's getting into the tuna. It's getting into other fishes in the ocean, and we're consuming it on the regular. Now, they're not going to tell you all this. This is why I'm up here telling you. Brother Chris, welcome to the show. Sister Alexandria, welcome to the show. I can't even see that. Hold on. I want to show you guys just how tiny this is. When I'm doing it now, this is like, hold on. See how tiny that is? I can't read that, but I have to get it bigger. Then I can't see other aspects of the chat board. All right, let me see who's all here. Brother Jay, Brother Kenneth, welcome to the show. Peace, power, unity, victory for us all. The reason why I want to bring this particular issue up today is because I myself am facing health challenges. I myself kind of looking towards tuna as the savior on the protein deal, but a good friend of mine suggested taking protein supplements instead and don't irradiate myself. And the beautiful thing about it, and the reason why I know the Spirit's in this, because the person that sent me this article was like a few days before I was talking to this dude I know that lifts weights, and he's really into health and fitness. You guys, I don't want to see people get messed up no more than we already are. We have been hammered by lies. We have been hammered by the propaganda. I just want to see you guys prosper. I sincerely do. I want to see you all enjoy what life has to offer. But we cannot get to that point until we deal with what's going on out here, okay? Remember, this is back to the article. Remembering the reactors are riddled with meltdown holes. Building 4 with more radiation than all nuclear bombs ever dropped or tested is missing entire walls, and building 3 is a pile of rubble. The whole complex is leaking like a sieve. Sister Hinton, Sandra, welcome to the show. Peace, love, power, unity, and victory. These are the codes. You know, after talking to Sister Rainetta, Black Sunrise, y'all. That's Black Sunrise with a O, SONRISE. Please check out her channel. We have to see the codes, brothers and sisters. We have to see the codes being played right before our eyes. Hold on. This is important. I got to jump over here. Spirit's moving me. Look what Trump is saying right here. Trump tweets, Civil War warning. What have I been telling you? What has Mark Anaheim been telling us on the show, past shows? The Civil War is here, y'all. It's been here for a hot minute. He's not trying to lose power, y'all. Look into that face. He is not trying to lose power. The code word, make America great again. Of course, it's a misnomer because America, has its issues. And just for those who are new to the game, the issues is racism, misogyny, and the culture of death. That's the issues. Now, when we look at, and once again, I'm going to go on the record, and I know a lot of people get, may be mad, but I do not wish ill on this man. I don't wish Trump to die or be harmed or, heaven forbid, be like a JFK type set. No, because at the end of the day, as long as I'm a citizen of this nation, this is the leader in a certain respect. Now, the true leader should be the people, but because of racism, misogyny, and the culture of death, that can't be possible right now at this particular moment. But I don't wish no harm on this man. But I'm going to tell you guys this much right here. If he tries to shut down the Federal Reserve, if he tries to shut down the Federal Reserve banking system, it's going to be a bad day in Dallas. It's going to be, I'm telling you, without unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt. This is almost as crystal clear as seeing a fat kid eat cake. If he messes with the Federal Reserve, he's gone. Now you can say N-word this and derogatory terms towards women all day long. They don't care. But as soon as you start talking about, oh, we need to do something with the way the money's being printed and allocated, oh yeah, your ass is going to have a heart attack. Your ass is going to have a bullet attack. Your ass is going to be in a car crash. Your ass is going to be blown up in your car when you start it up. Something tragic will happen to you and your ass. Guaranteed. I care not who prints the money, or I care not who governs the country, as long as I have the ability to print the money. Power stays with us. Political leaders come and go, and they're paid for and funded by the very product that we produce here at the Federal Reserve. That's the issue. That has a direct link to the way you can live, Sister Sandra. It has a direct link to the way you can live, Brother Kenneth. It has a direct link to the way you can live, Brother Jay. It has a direct link to the way you can live, Sister Alexandria. And it has a direct link to the way you live, Brother Chris Cook. Until we make this damn thing personal, nothing's going to change. Until you see how fundamental liberation will increase your happiness, increase your ability to be joyful. Nothing's going to change. Because deep down, you know that saying, well, it could always be worse. I'm better off here on the plantation, shackled to the damn plow. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, break your chain. All of them. Your spiritual chain. Your physical chain. And most importantly, that psychological chain. Break it today. And let's go on to a brighter future. Now let's go back to this article. U.S. fisheries are unlikely to be affected because radioactive materials that enters the marine environment would be greatly diluted before reaching the U.S. Fishery grounds. Right? But that's a lie. You know, my whole thing is, why does not the owner or operator of Fukushima have to be required by law to have a land-based radioactive? Brother welcome to the show. Peace and power, unity and victory, brother. A radioactive like lake that they would have to pour this wastewater into and let it evaporate so we get the good water vapor, and then let all the contaminants and the particles, heavy particles, fall to the bottom without polluting the ocean. You know the reason why? Because that costs too much money. It's cheaper to irradiate the Pacific, don't you know? It's cheaper. Hell, even if they sue the company, all we got to do is shut this bitch down and start up another one, a different name tomorrow. Don't forget, when you're dealing with corporations, it's not the CEO. It's not the board of directors. The corporation is alive. It's its own entity. No, they just administer the shit. I hope you guys are seeing the play that's being played on us. We are quite literally, all of us, under maritime law. That's why when we're birthed, we come out of our moms, we get a birth certificate. Registered with the Vatican, traded on that stock market. You guys have to understand, our only hope as a species is to come together. If the majority of us wants to be able to procreate and share our genetic material with future generations. If not, then you know what? Fuck it. Go back to sleep. You'll be annihilated just like the rest of us. And just the chosen few and their fucking robots will be left on this planet. Because that's the game plan anyhow. The earth is overpopulated. Well, let's build robots to take jobs from humans. The earth is overpopulated. Well, let's just make life extension technology to increase our lifespans. They do not want you on this earth. You're not a part of that club. You're not the chosen. But I want you on this earth because I recognize the divine nature of you. Even though everybody in this world, oh, you're evil, you're sinful, you're wicked, blah, 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 you're deserving of death, blah, blah, blah. You know what? For all those fuckers, why don't you guys be the first one to implement your own advice? If the earth is overpopulated, if you believe that, then why don't you be the first one to give up a seat? If the earth is overpolluted, then why don't you be the first one to stop using plastic products? Stop participating in these economic systems. Because here's the gag. There's plenty of everything on this earth, but there's very few of it manufactured into usable products for people to be able to trade and use and consume. Global Melanin Magazine, peace, love, power, unity, victory. Welcome to the show. If we do not get our act together, if we do not realize at the end of the little rabbit hole is a racist fucking alien, basically, at the end of the day, at the end of the rabbit hole, once you get past all the fucking goons, once you get past all the high fucking priests, at the end of the day, it's a racist fucking alien running the fucking show. And it's pretty damn sad in 2019, we still don't get it. This world is on the outskirts of the galaxy. So like anything, life probably started in the very center of the galaxy and moved outwards. We're like probably a 5th tier mining planet. This is the reality in which we're in. We're like on a Pacific island thinking this is just the whole world. Welcome, T, brother T. Wheels in the house. Peace, power, unity, victory, brother. But I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, there's so much more. We do not have to go down this road that has been chosen for us. We do not have to acquiesce to the people who worship death and hate life. But the most important and fundamental thing is today, if you decide, you personally, you could change the world by the way you think. Together of us working in concert can impact humanity in an extremely positive way. DJ, welcome to the show. Peace, love, power, unity, respect. And at least not liberation. Because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm stressing. Freedom. We're only on this earth for a finite period of time. I don't care if you're a king or if you're a peasant or if you're homeless or if you own a mansion. It does not matter. You're only on this ball of dirt, mud, fire, wind, and water for a limited amount of time. How many great inventions were stifled by the culture of death? How many new medical treatments and potential cures were stifled by the medical industrial complex, which once again, because of the funding and the way funding works, it's run by a racist fucking alien. One can even argue small hats who believe in a God that believes that they are the chosen people is the epitome of racism. It's the epitome of racism. Oh, not only do we have the great DNA, but we got the blessing of God. You peasants need to bow down. This is what I'm talking about. This is the chink in humanity's armor. This is the Achilles heel of humanity. Our ability to be duped by racist aliens to believe we have a stake in the race game. And racism is just a business after all. Let's be honest about it. It's just a business. Don't take it personal. Build your team up. That's why at the end of the day, black nationalists and white nationalists worked together. These motherfuckers aren't in on the same gag. It's just the people in the middle that's caught up in the bullshit. Oh, the same thing's true for Latino nationalists or Asian nationalists. They are all working towards the same end. They want to control their particular group. And don't forget, when you're starting with the hate game, if you don't play ball, you will be exterminated by people who look just like you. This is why I stress liberation. I don't give a fuck what you're about or who you're rolling with. As long as you understand liberty and freedom and you value that, I consider you a brother or sister. Because freedom is the epitome of life. Rules, regulations, the epitome of slavery. And let's get this straight. I don't care who you are or where you may come from, but by virtue of you being on this planet right here, right now, that means that for whatever reason, whatever zone you was in prior to coming here, there was a reason for you to show up here. Whether maybe you was coming out of hell, maybe you was coming out of Valhalla, maybe you was coming out of Shangri-La, maybe you was coming out of heaven, maybe you was coming out, wherever the place you was coming from, your energy transmuted from that form into the earthly body which you possess right now. And it's similar to the body that I possess right now. And in that respect, We're kindred spirits because we can both possess the same type of natural body. Water, meat, bone, hair. But we control this. And I'm not going to allow any hate-filled, cream puff, paper fucking tiger to destroy this race we call humanity. I will fight with my intellect, my money, and my works to thwart their plan. Because their plan does not offer liberation, not even to its participant. What did the Nazi soldiers say when we busted them up in the concentration, throwing a motherfucker into the oven? What did he say? I'm following orders, but his ass got shot, lynched, just like nothing else. And if he wouldn't have thrown those people in the oven, his own leadership would have killed him. That's a slave, because you lack the freedom to critical think the situation. You got to go by the manual. You got to go by the rule play, what the leader says. You got to follow orders. I was just following orders. I know nothing. Their God is not our God. That's the difference. Exactly. You know, I'm going to actually do a show, like an undercover piece, where I go around and basically ask white folks, you know, Jesus was black, right? Because the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth, it doesn't matter what race he is. That's the first thing. It doesn't matter. Of course it fucking matters. Because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't have all these damn pamphlet pictures and statues of the man depicted like blonde hair, blue-eyed boy. You wouldn't do it if it didn't matter. And if he is coming back, wouldn't it be advantageous not to understand what he looks like? He died and rose again, right? He didn't die and get a bleach treatment and a hair perm, did he? Because even the book says he has wool-like hair. So why did we got a depiction of the boy with straight hair again? Because it's just a business. It's not personal. It's only business. White supremacy is just a business, y'all. That's why you can have so many people be agents of that, representatives, as it were, sales reps. They're selling white supremacy to you. They're selling poverty to you. They're selling dysfunction to you. And they're getting rewarded by massa. Oh, that was a good rap song, bro. You probably gonna get a bunch of little cats out there on Friday shooting each other up. Here's some little cheddar to make your life better. Patting him on the head. Have you ever noticed that? Look at some of those damn rappers when they have an interview with a white boy. Boy, they got a little suit on and their hands in between their knees, looking like they're praying. But then when they get around brothers and sisters, they want to call sisters bitches and brothers niggas. Fucking bullshit. While they get paid, we get played. I beseech you, look up interviews. Ice Cube, Ice-T, Snoop Dogg. And look at how they compose themselves. Now, I get it. If you're DJ, DJ Vlad, if you're on his show, it's probably going to be a little different than being on like a Lou Dobbs or somebody else's show. I get that. Hell, if I was on an actual corporate news deal, I wouldn't cuss as much. I would try to tone her down this kind of hair, but the overall message will remain the same. I wouldn't totally flip the fucking script. and tell everybody, hey, fuck it, go back to sleep, y'all. This thing that we got, hey, they may beat a few of us, but it's all good. Go back to sleep, y'all. Fuck that. The problem is, brothers and sisters, we're in a war of attrition. What does that mean, attrition? It means time drawn out. A lot of brothers and sisters who have brilliant minds, brilliant hearts, brilliant souls, they can't manifest their work because they're too busy working to eat. They're too busy working to keep their family together. They're too busy working just to merely exist. Others have become disillusioned, defeatists, as it were. They understand, there's going to be a huge cleansing. That's my nice word to say in genocide, by the way. Before the true liberation comes. And I said it, and I've been saying it for quite a while, y'all. I mean, quite the while. We have to understand that there's only two things the ruling elites understand. Two things: oppression or revolution. That's all they understand. Anything else is irrelevant. They understand if they got you in a situation where you're oppressing each other and yourself, they got it made. But they're really scared of that second option, revolution. And I'm not just talking about revolution to give the power for one elite to the other elite, because most of the revolutions, that's all that's achieved. One elite group or family or covenant gets kicked out, and a new elite family or covenant gets installed. That's not liberation. That's no matter how much change happens, shit stays the same. That's that game. Ain't we tired of that, brothers and sisters? Ain't we tired of no matter how much shit changes, it stays the same? No matter who comes and goes, the power remains. Now, I'm not saying that we need a lawless society. That wouldn't work either. And that's retarded. But can we not have a society based on righteousness and true implementation of the law? Meaning, I don't give a fuck if you are the king's son. You went over here and injured this person. You're going to be punished just like anything else. In fact, while we're talking about that, why the fuck do we need a king? What? Because 200 years ago, this motherfucker was able to club over some motherfucker and take his bitch and his shit. Oh, he's the king. That's why. You see, God made men and women. Men and women makes kings and queens. The Queen of England has to pull down her panties and shit like everybody else. She does. So why glorify her? Why worship? Because the bitch can put your ass to death. That's why. So basically, when we look at monarchs, all we're talking about are people who are sanctioned to kill and murder with impunity. That's what it is. Worship that. I'm not talking about the type of queen you're talking about, Sister Sandra, because you're a queen in spirit. Where's your subject? Where's the kingdom? It's inside of you. You're your subject, and you're the kingdom. I'm talking about these fucking demonic ass earthly kings and queens, where you can point and see the castle. You can point and see the captain of the guards, the executioner, the court jester. I'm talking about that type of king and queen. You have to recognize the game for what it is. Instead of being king or queens, I would rather you all be liberated. Every man and woman. Only one subject to them are their children until the point that they're grown and that they are their own kings and queens. That's why we have so much foolishness down here on this earth. Words have been distorted, been debased, been misrepresented, just so that we can be confused, just so that we can go along with the program. It's like we're quite literally trapped in a computer matrix. We're quite literally all algorithms being controlled and manipulated. Global Melanin Magazine. Considering they have all the money in the damn world, it's not about money for them. It's about power. However, they use money to control us. Yes. Yes. And then Brother Al and Sister Sandra, ye are God's. Brother Al, true. That's why we do 12 years of indoctrination they call education. And that's compulsory. So much for the land of the free. I mean, this is how twisted we are, brothers and sisters. Land of the free, but you don't have the right to be dumb as a fucking log. You don't have the right to be ignorant as fuck. But you do, you see. Not in the lower classes, you don't. I wouldn't advise it. If you're in the lower class and you know who the fuck you are, I don't advise being dumb. I don't advise not taking their indoctrination. Because once again, we're in a war of attrition. If we have not the money, we have not the movement. We have not the ability to operate. They got all the money. Melanin was right. They print the money out of thin fucking air. Why? Because they have the power and the authority to. That's why when shit gets hot, they can back off the real plan for a couple of decades. Let these leaders peter out or die. The movement crumbles upon itself. And then they start back up the program full swing. A war of attrition. We're under siege. They got catapults, cannons, blowing the walls up. Look how many uneducated folks built this nation. We're dumber now and need machines to build now. And think for us now. Add and subtract for us now. Read for us now. You see, brothers and sisters, this is what I'm talking about. When I try to give forth the warnings, they're not putting all this imaginary potential money into cybernetics for nothing. It's meant to control and subdue. That's what it's meant for. That's why you're not going to get funding for free energy. You're not going to get funding for better ways of processing water. You're not going to get, because that's not in the damn game plan. But you will get funding for making a better AI. You will get funding for making a stronger, more versatile robot. You will get funding for making more weaponry to injure, kill, and subdue humanity. You will get funding for that. But you won't get funding in any way, shape, or form for liberation purposes. And if you do get a little something, it's going to be mismanaged, and basically siphoned off to the side. Sister Kathy, welcome to the show. Peace, power, love, unity, victory. And here's the case in point. Black folks, you want reparations? You need to look at NASA, Nazi-ass Space Administration. All the money that has been pumped into that bullshit over the past 60 years could have been pumped into your homes, could have been pumped into your life, could have been pumped into your educational aspirations. But no, that's not a part of the plan, you see. NASA's a part of the plan. Some of those projects we can use to subdue you motherfuckers. That's what it's about. So, little brother and sisters, you want to be rich? I'm not going to lie to you. All these other motherfuckers out here will lie to you, but I will not. If you truly want to be rich, focus your mind on what can harm people and take that to your teachers or your professors, and your ass will be rich. They're always looking for a new device to enslave. Brother Paul, welcome to the show. Peace and power. So let me get back to the main point about the debasing of the Pacific Ocean, about how Fukushima will spell the doom for a lot of people. Now, when we talk about radiation, what are we talking about? We're ultimately talking about cellular disruption, meaning that the radioactive material gets into your body and it starts messing up your natural body processes and creates an environment for cancers and tumors to basically prosper. So who benefits from this? Well, gee, let's say, who would benefit for an increased cancer rate? I don't know. The medical industrial complex, the pharmaceutical industrial complex, the healthcare industrial complex. Clyde Davis, welcome to the show. Peace and power, brother. That's who benefits. You see, here's the kicker, brothers and sisters. If you don't know this, please look up fractional reserve system. You don't have to hear from me. You don't have to believe me. Maybe you believe Google and their bullshit. But whenever you quite literally print up money out of thin air and you give it to people for interest, you have those people lock, stock, and barrel. We have to understand the only value money truly has is the value Sister Sonder gives it. It's the value Brother Clyde, Brother Paul, Brother DJ, Brother Al, Sister Kathy, Sister Alexandria. That's the value of money. Once we start looking, stop looking at money like it is everything, then we can become free. Right now, Brother Paul's right. The petrodollar, which is tied to the fractional monetary system. The problem with the petrodollar is it is tied to oil, which is tied to pollution, which is tied to health issues, which is tied to the circle of oppression. How come we're not going into a nation like, no, scratch that. Point blank, every nation that we're involved with has what as its primary resource, excluding Afghanistan, is oil. Even the South American countries that we have been doing, let's say, clandestine operations in, is pertaining to oil. Because when you take the oil out of Brazil or Venezuela and you put it on a ship and it's sent to England, France, Germany, it has to be sold in dollars. Why? Because if it's not, your little piece of shit country will be getting a visit by the 101st Airborne Division. That's why. If you don't want the 101st Airborne Division in your shit, then you better start paying in dollars. That's the whole nuts and bolts of it. And until we get out of this diagram or paradigm, we're never going to get off this planet. Sister Kathy, the melanization in my skin is worth more than oil. There's a lot of things worth more than oil in very real sense. But the 101st Airborne Division isn't going to attack a country for the melanin on my skin. The 101st Airborne Division isn't going to attack a country unless the oil supply is in jeopardy. Or, in modern times, the heroin supply, which seems to go hand in hand. I guess we're kind of confused. We don't know whether to push heroin on the world or oil. We have to get out of this, brothers. We have to get out of this, sisters. Because if not, then you're all guilty. If you have babies, little children, you're all guilty of child endangerment. Bringing children into this whack-ass world with nothing but hate, deception, and pollution, in my opinion, is child abuse. Because you're knowingly bringing them in now without trying to fight it, without trying to bring in another soldier to fight against the machine. You're bringing in another victim to be victimized by the machine. And this is the work that we have to achieve. And I want this to be crystal clear. As long as there's people with hate in their heart in positions of power, what makes you think that they will actually do anything in their power to help your children compete economically or socially with their children? Why would they do that? What would be in it for them? Not a damn thing. So you better understand, see where we're at, see the end goal, man. We have to see the end goal. We have to understand the purpose. Why do they want to send people to the moon? Because, like Sister Raynetta, they want to take this white supremacy thing. Fuck the world. They already got the world. They want to take this shit cosmically. And it's not going to work. I'm going to jump into the news headlines real quick. Like I said, Trump tweets Civil War warning. Employees sabotage workplace robots over fears they will take their jobs. Isn't that a bitch? Let's fuck up the robots because they're going to take our jobs. Do you see how money got everyone hemmed up, brothers and sisters? These employees ain't sabotaging robots because these motherfuckers are going to get advanced enough to kill us. No, sir. We just want to sabotage them because we want to be masses, bitch. We want to be the one that massa gives a couple of beans to. Not a robot. It should be us, boss. The slave-ass, weak-ass mentality. If you don't have a job, you don't have a purpose to work. A lot of people have fallen into that mindset. Oh, if I can't produce, I'm just a fucking piece of shit. Stop it. You're a child of God, which makes you, as Sister Sandra said, a God, because you are what your father is on all levels. We have to take back our minds, our bodies, and the land. If we don't, or if we won't, there's already a plan to exterminate your ass. Hell, they'll give this rights, the so-called human rights, to a monkey or a dog. Now, Miley Cyrus backs cannabis cafe, bringing Amsterdam to Hollywood. Amsterdam to Hollywood, DJ. You hear that shit? As if we need more whores in Hollywood or more drug users in Hollywood. I hate to tell them, Amsterdam is already in Holly or Holywood. These damn wizards and their sorcery has to come to an end. Yes, I said sorcery. Oh my God, True Power believes in magic. Of course, magic's real. Just because you might not have experienced it doesn't make it not real. I guess to a certain degree, it makes it not real in your little world or your mind, but it's most certainly real. Whenever a person gets an ideal that truly changes the world and the way we interact, that's magical. Back in the old days, they used to call, like, musicians or artists used to say something, my muse, M-U-S-E, muse, meaning the inspiration or motivation for their bullshit. And most art is bullshit. Let's just be honest. It's nothing more than vanity at its worst. But there's a little bit of art that supersedes all that, that rises to the level of true genius, if I want to use that word, miraculous. But that's few and far between. Most art is only used for propaganda or vanity, or a combination of the two. Now is the time. Now, brothers and sisters, right now, not yesterday, it's gone. Tomorrow hasn't gotten here yet. Right now. It's the only time we have to change anything. This is our time to rise. This is our time to shine. But without group unity and group cohesion, it ain't going to happen. Like I said, this is a war of attrition. Macy's closing landmark Seattle store. Yes! Goodbye. Now maybe the slaves that have been tied up in that store can start freeing their minds. They got a new blood test out there, y'all. Detects 20 types of cancer. Is your ass going to get it? No. Doubtful. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm saying, friends, I'm saying, you have been warned. Information has been given, not just on this channel, so many other platforms out there. If we do not realize we're all in this together, if we don't realize the old way of just looking at a book by its cover, that's what it is it cutting it? Then I'm here to tell you, final warning, you deserve to die. You deserve obliteration. You deserve removal from existence. Because now at this point, all you're doing is funding your own genocide anyhow. You're like, well, true, I'm just a janitor. Well, damn it, janitor, if you didn't clean off that coffee spill on the desk, the motherfuckers can come up with the final solution. Might have to take a couple more moments to clean that shit up. Maybe he'll forget about his wicked plan. Well, true, I'm just a loan officer. Well, loan officer, if you wouldn't fund these bastards, that's going to allow even eviler bastards to do their work. Without getting that loan, then we have to think of some other way, which maybe will give us a little more time to unite and fight back these fools in the so-called light. Forever 21 just filed bankruptcy. It's coming, y'all. The economic collapse, the social collapse, and the birth of total tyranny. It's coming. But keep on playing. No, I want this motherfucker to burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn. Really, fool? You think they're going to let this motherfucker burn and not have something to replace it with that's even worse? And since when in the history of time has a nation state ever fallen? And it actually gotten better for the people left behind. Because the rich are going to roll to the next set, dude. They got the gold. They have the knowledge. They got the trinkets and baubles to buy their way into another society. You, my friend, don't. That's why I say don't shit on everything and blow it up. Let's make America great for the first time. Let's make America great for the future. I was talking to a good dear Christian friend of mine, and we were talking about why the Bible doesn't speak of the United States. It only speaks of Mag and Mogog, or Gog and Mogog. You know why? Because the United States will not exist when the true tribulations occur. How are you going to talk about something that don't exist? That's like me asking, how come in 2019 the Ottoman Turk Empire isn't being discussed? Because the bitch don't exist. It hasn't existed for fucking damn near 100 years. So if you don't see your people or your group written of in prophetic words pertaining to the future, that means your ass got annihilated. You're irrelevant. I'm not going to talk about a dinner that I ate when I was 13. It doesn't matter today at 47. Just like a lot of you little pussy-ass countries in the overall analysis of this thing we call humanity does not and will not matter, because all it is an apparatus to keep you suppressed so that you don't fucking unify. Little man, welcome to the show. Peace, power, unity, victory. So before I go today, y'all, I just want to leave you with this. It's not exactly a high note, but it's the only note I got. If you're unwilling to see and respect and appreciate the divinity of another human being, no matter what the wrapper they're in, let's look at their actions, because we all should know by now there's some people in the same wrapper as me that has no love for you. There's some people who don't look like me that has mad love for you. But I'm talking to each and every one of you fucking human beings right now. This thing that we call Earth is the Titanic. It's been hit by an iceberg. It's taking on water. They're using circus shows and singing and dancing to keep you fucking blinded from the fact that in a minute, it's only going to be about flesh and metal. And in a minute, there's going to be so much pain and sorrow that many of you who are fortunate enough to avoid that are going to ultimately wish you were dead. Now, with that being said, y'all, I got to make a couple of phone calls real quick. I'm going to try to set up a special guest for tomorrow show around about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. But this concludes TPIM SR Live. Today's date is September 30th, 2019, the year of our Lord. I want to thank all you brothers and sisters. Most importantly, I want to thank the Most High for allowing me the time and anointing my words to hopefully hit the right ear today. As always, brothers and sisters, I ask you, live your life of integrity without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, let's try to be kinder to each other's brothers and sisters. Peace, love, power, unity, respect, and liberation. I'm out.